102 KJFM, Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school basketball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. Now to the court for high school basketball on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
And it's boys championship night here from the Clopton Invitational Tournament. Marion Everhart, Maddie Ingram, Greg Pitzer in with you this afternoon. I was already ready to say evening because that's kind of how things are going so far. Is, we're so used to all these night games that now we have afternoon games. Don't really know how to act, but should be three really competitive games this afternoon. We're going to kick things off with number 6 Mark Twain taking on number 5 Monroe City. Excuse me, number 4 Monroe City. And to be honest, I'm not sure how that went, as Monroe City has one win on the season. They're 1-8. Mark Twain 6-5. These two have already met. We're going to talk about it all during the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank & Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank & Trust app today. People's Bank & Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Did you know our agency currently offers over 30 programs and services to our communities? The Women, Infant, and Children's Program, infant through adult immunizations, car seat safety courses, diabetes counseling, and of course our amazing home health and hospice programs, just to name a few. Learn more by visiting our website at pikecountyhealth.org and see what services you and your family could benefit from.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show. Sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
So I have to correct myself right out the gates. Monroe City has 2 wins, as I had forgotten that they had gotten the win over Silex in the semifinal game, 62-39. Monroe City opened up with a loss to Winfield by the score of 67-56. Now Mark Twain got here. Man, they fell to Louisiana in a tight opening round game. Those two had squared off. Maddie, you and I had the chance to see that game over at Monroe City. It was a close game in the Monroe City tournament. It was a 4-point win for Louisiana, 55-51. Then they went on and they handily took care of Wright City, 57-44. So now they're facing Monroe City, a team they've already beaten. And Greg, sometimes that adds a little extra confidence, but you don't want to overlook that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you know you can beat someone, I mean, it's a good feeling. But as you said, you never want to overlook an opponent. Especially, I mean, I don't know what the outcome of that game was scoring-wise. but
56-50, so it was a 6-point win.
Tight game, so it could go either way tonight.
And that game was back on December the 13th. A couple things have changed. We talked about it a little bit off-air. Lakota Preston back on the team now for Mark Twain. He has a lot of athletic ability that's going to be beneficial to the Tigers. Monroe City seems to just be in a kind of a rebuilding year. They, of course, lost a lot of great talent this last year, and they're kind of rebuilding some things here. They have a fairly young squad. But one of the things I've noticed about them is they seem to have plenty of height.
Yeah, Monroe City is always notorious for having good athletes and pretty solid height. As you stated, they graduated a ton of kids from a good run, but Brock Idris is a good coach, and if anyone's going to rebuild the program and get them going again, it'll be him.
So one of the key facts that we talked about off air a little bit is the couple matchups we got to watch with Mark Twain in Louisiana and then Mark Twain here at Clopton High School just a couple weeks ago. Josh Brother seems to be a big key for the Tigers. He's big, he's athletic, and by big, actually, he's just tall is what he is, and he's able to take up a lot of space in the paint. And when it comes to rebounding, that's a big key, Coach. Yeah,
absolutely. You always want to win the battle on the boards. I actually watched the game live on the air between Louisiana and Mark Twain, and he had a very good performance. Louisiana struggled against him. So tonight, looking probably to see the same out of him.
We're going to talk about those keys to the game between the Monroe City Panthers and the Mark Twain Tigers for the Consolation Trophy here at the Clopton Invitational Tournament coming up next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Northeast Missouri Title Company, and Meyer Implement Company.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. During the process, I'll work closely with your lender and other professionals to make it as effortless as possible. I'm here with you every step of the way, so when you're ready to buy or sell, call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana. And let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM. Sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
So let's talk a little bit about keys to the game. And, Coach, we're gonna lend to your expertise here when it comes to these keys. If you're Mark Twain, what do you got to do to pull off this win over Monroe City?
Just without knowing anything really about Monroe City, I'd look to control the paint, control the boards, number one, and then limit turnovers. That always seems to be a pretty good recipe for victory.
I think with Mark Twain, you're going to have to get in there and really do some blocking out down low with not having as much height as Monroe City has.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Idris and Monroe City do. Do they want to get out and pressure, get into some full-court press stuff? I know they did that a lot in the past with their athletic guards. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out and do.
Both teams seem to have a nice group that comes off the bench, so they're a little deep. So I'm not going to be surprised if we're in another track meet like we were last night during the Silex Clopton girls game, where I need an oxygen tank up here just to keep up with them. And everybody was rotating in and out, in and out, and in and out. But I think if Mark Twain could get hot behind that arc, it's probably going to be more beneficial to them, as they're going to be able to spread out that floor a little bit more and try to pull some of those bigger guys out from underneath the basket, giving Brothers the opportunity for better rebounding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they can get it going from outside, it'll open up the inside and definitely help Brothers out, kind of free him up and let him play one-on-one inside.
As far as Monroe City to get the win on this one tonight, I think they're really going to have to press Mark Twain. Mark Twain has a lot of speed. We were talking about a little bit. They've got a lot of athleticism on there. Some players who are, definitely had some big names from the football season. Not that Monroe City doesn't, but, so it's not like it's going to be just any casual straight basketball team that's, not in basketball shape. They've been doing a good job. Mark Twain has. They've just on that brink there of breaking into something really big. I think Coach Ackright and Coach Lake has them on the right path for success coming up. Speaking of Coach Ackright, he is not here this evening. Did not get details as to where he's at. We hope if he's feeling ill, he's definitely getting better quickly. Coach Jesse Lake will take the helm, and Cody McCann's going to make a return to the bench. I did ask him if we needed to keep an eye out, if he planned on getting a little mouthy from the bench tonight and, getting back in that coaching sense of things. And he said no, that he was fine. He was just there to sit there and look cute. So we'll talk about more about this matchup coming up. Again, it's number 4 Monroe City taking on number 6 Mark Twain in the consolation game of this year's Clopton Invitational Tournament. We've got your starting lineups and opening tip right around the corner here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by McMailer & Sons Backhoe and Excavating, Calumet of Missouri, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Hello, this is Brittany Hinkey with Community State Bank of Missouri. Now is the perfect time to start saving for retirement. Community State Bank offers competitive rates on traditional and Roth IRAs. Unlike most investments, some contributions may be tax deductible and will grow either tax deferred or tax free. Come in and see one of our IRA representatives in Troy or Bowling Green to maximize your savings opportunities today. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at PCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green, Clopton, and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athletes. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
All right, let's start with your starting lineups tonight. We'll kick it off with the home team, Monroe City Panthers, of course, in their home white jerseys with black numbers trimmed in gold. They're starting a 5'11 senior guard wearing number 0, Reese Bulig. A 6'3 forward senior wearing number 1, Jalen Countryman. A 5'8 guard freshman wearing number 3, Quincy Mayfield. A 5'9 guard freshman wearing number 21, Toby Sapp. And a 6'4 forward freshman wearing number 42, Blake, is it Fanner? Fanner, I got it, yeah. For the Mark Twain Tigers, they're starting a senior wearing number 1, Lucas McLeod. A senior wearing number 3, Mason Fullenwater. A senior wearing number 24, Connor Eckler. A sophomore wearing number 25, Sam Northcutt. And a senior wearing number 35, Josh Brother. So it looks like on paper, probably the experience level goes to Mark Twain in this one. I haven't mentioned it either game we've done, but Sam Northcutt, cross-country champ for the Mark Twain Tigers, he can get up and down this court now.
Oh, yeah.
He is one that you have to watch out for if you are Monroe City because sometimes you don't think about it, but those cross-country kids, they don't run out of gas like the rest of us.
They have some practice running, I think.
That's for sure.
So keep an eye on that. So that's your starting lineups. We've got officials out here ready. We're getting ready to head to the benches for the introductions here in the gym. Of course, Andy Van Beber providing the tunes and the PA announcing for this evening here at the final night of the Clopton Invitational Tournament. We'll be back with the opening tip next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by the Mercantile Bank, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pepsi.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile. With the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account, you'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Bundle at Pike County Mutual Insurance and save. Ask about the great rates on your personal vehicle, farm trucks, big or small, or even your motorcycle and side-by-sides. Stop by and see myself, Corey Buchanan, or Kathy Gam at your hometown insurance company since 1895. Pike County Mutual Insurance on the square in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
All right, they're doing the in-house introductions, and now as they're starting with the Mark Twain Tigers, starting with them, we'll run down them again. McLeod wears number 1, Fullenwider wears number 3, Eckler wears number 24, Northcutt wears number 25, and Brothers wears number 35. Again, mentioned that Coach Jared Ackright not with us this evening, sending him best wishes if he's under the weather, or maybe he has something really cool like Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock tickets.
We have those coming up, okay?
Just throwing that out there.
We're looking forward to it.
Are you looking forward to it? So Coach Jesse Coach Jesse Lake is at the helm tonight, and you know that she's going to whip those boys into shape.
Oh, I would almost bet all of the money in my bank account she will.
So I guess it's actually Bulick actually wears number 00. I had him just as 10. He's actually 00 this evening. So Bulick, Countryman, Mayfield, Sapp, and Fanner for Monroe City. Of course, in their home white jerseys, black numbers trimmed in gold. Marion Everhart, Maddie Ingram in with you, along with Coach Greg Pitzer sitting in with us this afternoon. Coach, welcome aboard. We hope that we don't scare you away too terribly much this evening.
No, looking forward to it. Glad to be here.
So, Brock Idris, the coach for the Panthers, have been there a long time, as Coach Pitzer mentioned. It's a great history of success at Monroe City. He's taken away a number of trophies away from here. Mark Twain ready. It looks like we're going to have Brothers tipping center against Countrymen. Mark Twain moving from our right to left. Officials are ready in position. Kind of a light crowd. Kind of expected maybe a little bit more here. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what people are doing on Saturday. You got something better to do? Watch high school basketball?
Maybe they're working.
No, don't be silly. Scott Hansen has the ball. It's in the air. It looks like Monroe City's going to control the tip. Mayfield with it on the near side at the head of Mark Twain's bench. Swings over the far side with it to Sapp. Over in the far corner. Once again to Mayfield. Back to Sapp. Around the horn near side with it to Bulick. He's about middle of Mark Twain's bench. They're kind of going around the arc. Countryman has over and saves it from going out of bounds. Down low in the short corner with it to Sapp, rolling around. Monroe City needs to get the jitters out as Mayfield brings it near side again. Hands it off to Bulick, standing in the middle of Mark Twain's bench, up top the key to Countryman over the far side to Sapp. Long three on the way, and they're going to wave it off. They're going to say that he traveled. So that's the first turnover of the basketball game. That goes against Mayfield. Full court pressure from Monroe City on this inbound. As Eckler throws a long pass down, chasing it down to McLeod. McLeod tries to go inside to Brothers, and it's knocked out of bounds. Tried to go to Northcutt. So Eckler, again, going to inbound it along the baseline on the near side. He smacks the basketball, waits for his offense to move. He looks. Needs somebody. They lob it up for Brothers. Brothers kicks it out to the top to Fullenwider. Fullenwider at the elbow, brings it near side to Eckler. His three-point shot's up. It's no good. With the tall rebound is Fanner. Fanner outlets over to Mayfield. Mayfield brings it into the front court. Mayfield looks for the screen, takes it into the paint, kicks it out to Bulick. Bulick with the left hand, spins at the elbow. His shot's up, and it's good. Monroe City gets the first 2 points of the night. Makes it 2-0 as we're just getting started here in the first.
Yeah, Monroe City's come out in the full court press, kind of like we expected.
McLeod with the long three, and it's money. Lucas McLeod gives him the lead by 1. So with the basketball is Mayfield. He's guarded by McLeod. Mayfield finds the hole, takes it straight to the hoop. Is a little hard off the glass, but Sapp with the rebound. Kicks it out to Countryman. Back to Bulick, back to Countryman again. Far wing to Sapp. He's looking inside, nothing there. Puts the ball on the court, takes it down, kicks it out to Bulick from the block extended. Mayfield back, swings it near side to Countryman again. Countryman was looking inside for Bulick, nothing there. Puts the ball on the court. He goes up. His running one-handed shot's no good, and it's Brothers with the rebound. Kicks out to McLeod. McLeod brings it into the front court over on the far side. Finds Eckler between the circles. Man-to-man defense from the Panthers. Northcutt fakes a long throw, puts the ball on the court, now goes cross-court to McLeod. He wants another three, and he gets it. Lucas McLeod with back-to-back trays, giving the Tigers a 4-point lead, 6-2, 5:45 to go here in the first. Bulick stands in the middle of Mark Twain's bench, kicks it up to Countryman. He has to chase it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Second turnover here of the first quarter, and we got a quick timeout by Monroe City. So 5:37 to go in the first. Mark Twain leads Monroe 6-2. You're listening to Clopton Tournament action on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Knight Equipment Company, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. The Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
6-2 our score. Mark Twain leads Monroe City here in the first. We've got 5:37 to go still. McLeod with it in the backcourt. He'll be picked up by Mayfield at the timeline. McLeod brings it near side, picks up his dribble. He's staying in the middle of the Hawk, hands it off to Fullenwider. Fullenwider with the left hand down the block. He goes up, and he's going to travel.
Good pressure by Monroe City that possession.
So first turnover of the game for Mark Twain. Mayfield takes his time, walking it down, still half-court man-to-man defense from the Tigers. Countryman over the far side to Bulick. Bulick back up top with it to Holland. That's Brent Holland that's in the ball game. He wears number 20, and we've got an offensive foul. Mayfield. First foul of the game for either team. And it looks like we got a sub coming in, and that's going to be Landon Holland. So we'll have Brent and Landon on there. Landon is a senior. Brent is a freshman. Landon wears 22. And he comes in for Sapp. Long baseball pass again to McLeod. McLeod takes it down. It goes up, and guess what? Mayfield's picking up his second foul and is going to send McLeod to the free throw line. I'm thinking it probably won't take Monroe City long to figure out that inbounds play.
No, that's twice it's happened early, both times to McLeod, too. Two quick fouls for Mayfield as well. He's going to have to come out.
Yep. Ryan Moss is set to check in for him after McLeod's first free throw attempt. First trips to the line for anyone this evening. Shot up on the way, and it's good. Two quick fouls here in the first. We haven't even played a full 3 minutes. It's probably not what Coach Idris was wanting from his starting guard. Second free throw shot on the way is good as well. Mark Twain extends their lead by 6, makes it 8-2, 5:08 to go here in the first. Bulick running the point. He's guarded by McLeod. Over to the far wing to Holland. That's Brent. Brent kicks back to Bulick over on the far side. From the block extended, his shot's up. It's too hard. Coming away with the rebound is Moss. Moss back up top to Holland. Once again over to Bulick. Bulick brings it back center court to Countryman on the far wing. Looks inside. Now to Bulick again. He puts the ball in the court. Kicks it out to Moss. Moss on the wing. Finds Bulick in the middle of in the middle of Mark Twain's bench. Back up top. Long three on the way. It's too hard off the back of the rim. It's tipped around. Bulick chases down the loose basketball. Back to Moss. Between the legs. Now to Bulick. Swings it over to Holland. That's to Landon. Landon kicks it back to Moss. He wants a three, and now he gets it. He tried for a couple of them. Ryan Moss sank that one and made it a 3-point game. 8-5, 4:15 to go in the first. McLeod with it again over on the far wing. One dribble. Kicks it off to Fullenwider. Fullenwider down low to Brothers. Brothers He's tipped, but gets his own rebound. Throws it way back out for McLeod. McLeod gets back about to the timeline. On the far side, going to reset this offense. Looks like Monroe's gone to a 1-2-2 zone defense. McLeod kicks it out to Eckler over in the far corner. He drives the baseline. Down underneath, off the glass, too hard. It's Brothers with the rebound. He loses the handle. Fullenwider comes away with it. His shot's up and good. 10-5 our score. 3:30 to go in the first. Bulick walks it down. Again, picked up by McLeod. Still man-to-man defense from the Tigers. Over the far side with it to Holland. That's Brent. Moss with it again. Drives down from the block. His shot's up. It's no good. Northcutt with the rebound. He kicks it out to Eckler. Eckler will bring it into the front court. He's over on the far side, standing on the Ed Lindsay court. And he loses the handle on it. It's taken away by Bulick. Bulick's going to go 2-on-1. His shot's up. It's no good. No foul called. And Mark Twain with the rebound. They're headed back the other direction. Eckler, two Brothers, brings it near side to McLeod. He stands in the middle of Monroe's bench, works it around, takes it to the free throw line, over to Eckler on the far side. Long NBA range three. It's off the front of the rim. Ball's loose. It's going to go out of bounds and rolls off the Hollands because both Brent and Landon were there. Fanner's going to check back in the ball game. He'll come in for Brent Holland, the freshman. Fanner leaning up against Brothers on the far block. Gets it in there and it's taken away. Also checking in the game was Aiden Dye for Mark Twain. Long pass up to Fanner. He takes it off the glass and it's good. Blake Fanner brings it within 3, 10-7, 2:30 to go here in the first. Eckler in a trap and he falls down, and that's the fourth turnover now for Mark Twain, for a team that started out with only one, and Monroe City was having some trouble. Mark Twain now has 4. Returning to the game is McLeod. He'll come in for Eckler. Bulick again. Brings it across the timeline on the near side. Hands it off to Holland. That's Landon. Back to Bulick. Up top between the circles to Moss. To Countryman. Countryman, guarded by Northcutt, brings it back near side. Bulick working against Fullenwider. Goes down low and it's knocked away. Ends up in the hands of Dye. Dye gets it to McLeod. McLeod looks to walk it across the timeline. He's guarded now back into that man-to-man defense from Monroe. McLeod over on the far wing. Hands it off to Dye. Dye pulls up from the block, extended short. Comes down in the hands of Brothers. His putback's too hard off the back of the rim. Fanner goes up for the rebound. Coming away with it is Dye, and it's kind of a mess. And we're going to have a foul. Looks like it's going to go on Northcutt.
10-7 is our score. 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Mark Twain leads Monroe City.
So Countryman gets it into Bulick. Coach Idris talking to Holland as they walk it down the court. Coach Lake getting ready to make some substitutions for Mark Twain as well. Moss with it over the far side to Countryman. Countryman looks, finds Fanner between the circles, brings it near side. Find Countryman going to the bucket. They wave off the bucket, call the foul on the floor. And that's going to go against Fullenwider. Checking in is Brandon Black. Where's number 30? Also returning to the game was Eckler. Taking a seat is Dye and Fullenwider. Countryman gets it into Holland. Holland right back to Countryman in the paint. He spins, needs somewhere to go, kicks it to Bulick. Bulick behind the arc. His shot's up, it's off the mark. Moss works for the rebound, comes away with it. Gets it over to Countryman again on the near block. Back out to Bulick. Bulick wants the tray. It's off the back of the rim. He follows his shot, takes it straight to the hole. Still no good. Countryman with the putback. This time Countryman gets it to fall and the and one.
Some good offensive rebounding in that possession by Monroe City.
And that's going to be the second foul on Northcutt. And, man, they kind of left that hole wide open for him, didn't he? When Bulick took that three and it followed his own shot, it was a clear path right to the bucket.
It's like the Red Sea parted.
It did. It's a one-point game. Countryman going to try and knot it up at 10-all here with 1:02 to go in the first. Free throw shot on the way. It's off the mark.
Another offensive rebound.
Coming away with it is Bulick to Moss. Holland looks back at Coach Idris. wanting to know what we're doing. Again with it is Moss to Holland. He takes it to the far side at the free throw line, loses a handle on it. Now it's loose, and everybody's on the court with it, and we're going to have a timeout. Monroe City will call the timeout to save the possession. We'll take a timeout as well. With 43 ticks to go in the first, Mark Twain leads Monroe City 10-9 as you're listening to Clopton Tournament action on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Center Locker Service, and PJ's Salon.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Tim Jenkins, Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Clopton Hawks basketball team's already here in the gym watching the games. A good portion of them are here scouting out these two teams already.
They're doing some studying today before their big game.
Well, they've got a little ways to go as they have the championship game at 5 o'clock this evening as they'll take on Ellsbury. Louisiana Bulldogs are going to have a big fight with Winfield following this one. Countryman loses a handle of the basketball in the paint, taken away by Mark Twain. And now they're trying to return the favor. Ball's loose, and Jalen Countryman can't stop his foot from going out of bounds to get the basketball. He slid, and, man, he was close. Like the edge of his heel just hit the black line. So McLeod will inbound the basketball between the scorer's table and Monroe City's bench. He looks, gets it in to Black. Black working against Countryman. Excuse me, that wasn't Countryman. That is Stark who checked in the ball game. McLeod with it on the far side, working against Bulick, going toe-to-toe. He tries to hit Preston, who's also checked in the game, Lakota. Little miscommunication there, and it's the 5th turnover here in the first quarter for Mark Twain. 11 ticks to go here in the first. Mark Twain on top by 1, 10-9.
Not sure if they noticed the time.
Bulick looks. He spins. His shot's off the glass. It's tipped around, and that's how the first quarter ends. Mark Twain leads by 1, 10-9. We got second quarter action coming your way next from the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Bolin Chevrolet, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
See me, Tim Jenkins, at 3404 Georgia Street for a free insurance review.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
As we start the second quarter, Mark Twain leads Monroe City 10-9. And Greg, I think that Mark Twain had a lot of things go really well for them the first part of the first quarter, but then things kind of started falling apart for them.
Yeah, they came out pretty hot. McLeod made the 2 threes. They were doing a nice job rebounding and missed a lot of second chance points. Monroe City's really picked up their effort toward the end of that first quarter, defensively especially, forcing turnovers.
Mark Twain has it start the second quarter. McLeod brings it near side on the wing. Stops. Is he going to start the 3? It's off the front of the rim. And we're going to have a foul.
Got a little push in the back on Bulick.
I thought he said it was an offensive foul when he first signaled, so I was waiting to see. So that's his first foul. Been a pretty clean game so far between the two matchups. Eckler with it over on the far wing. He's working against Bulick now. He takes in the paint. They're going to call it all on the floor. And Bulick quickly picks up his second. And they're going to send Holland back in for him.
That'll be big to lose him.
Yes, it will.
For a few minutes.
Not quite sure what his game plan is, but a lot of times when you got 2 fouls like that, you sit the rest of the half. Preston with it now for Mark Twain. Kicks it near side. McLeod thought about the 3, stops, rolls it off his fingertips in the paint. Brothers there for the putback. It's no good. He's fouled. He's headed to the free throw line. So
another offensive rebound for Brothers. See if he can capitalize here.
That's a first foul on Sapp. First free throw shot is good. That's his first points of the night, Brothers. Second one comes through. It's no good. So with it is Holland. Holland brings it across the timeline. Hands it off. That is to Stark. Stark to Sapp over on the far side to Countryman. Back to Sapp again. Near side with it to Holland. He wants a long three, and it's good. So Sapp, or excuse me, that's Holland. Landon Holland with his first points of the night gives Monroe City the lead once again by 1, 12-11. Preston with it at the end of Monroe City's bench. Dribbles it up. Skips it cross side. Now with it to Eckler on the far wing. Bringing it back to Preston. Little pitch and catch going around the horn. Long three on the way from Eckler. It's off the rim and no good. Countryman gets the rebound. Throws a long pass up to Fanner. Fanner doesn't have the numbers. He dishes it off to Stark. Stark waits. His shot's up and good. And that's good. Coach Lake says she'll take a timeout. 6:37 to go here in the half. Monroe City has their biggest lead of the night by 3, 14-11. You're listening to Clopton Tournament action on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
14-11 is our score here, and we still have 6.5 to go in the first half. Monroe City's kind of come out in the second quarter, Coach, and really done some damage.
Yeah, they've come out and shown a little bit of different things defensively. Right now they're back into the zone press, doing a good job of trapping right here.
And they are working as Eckler gets it. Needs some help, brings it near side to Preston. Preston goes up, his shot's no good. Brothers for another offensive board rebound, and his putback is up and good. Makes it 14-13.
And that's the style Monroe City wants to play, though. They want to get up and down the court, force the tempo.
So with it is Holland. Holland to Countryman. Countryman kicks it down low to Sapp. Sapp on the far block. He tries to go up off the glass, and it's good. So Toby Sapp with two more. 16-13 Monroe City. 5:50 to go here in the half.
Looks like Monroe City's jumped back into their 1-2-2.
So with it, over on the far side is McLeod. He wants another three, and it's net. That's his third tray of the game.
Pace is really starting to pick up.
It's like they decided to kind of just warm up a little bit in the first. Now they're set to go here in the second. We're not at 16 all with 5:25 to go here in the half. Countryman at the elbow. Brings it out to Holland. Holland with the left hand now back to Countryman on the near side. He's working against Preston, trying to find some space. He spins into the paint, and his shot rolls around, goes around the world a couple times, and coming away with the loose basketball is going to be Countryman. He kicks it back out to Holland. Holland resets the offense. Hands it off to Stark. Stark swings it far side to Sapp. Sapp over to Countryman on the wing. He looks inside, nothing there. Sapp top of the key. Now to Holland. Holland back to Sapp at the end of Mark Twain's bench. Kind of going around the horn. Over on the far side with it now is Stark. Stark's looking inside, nothing there. Back to Countryman once again. Countryman to Sapp, and it's tipped around. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Mark Twain. So we have a host of subs. We'll pick them up in here in just a moment. I know we saw Moss return along with Brent Holland for Monroe. We got Brandon Black for Mark Twain, and Northcutt, I believe, was the other one that returned. So for Mark Twain, we got Eckler, Northcutt, McLeod, Black, and Preston. Stark gets it in to Holland. Holland Works it around now with it back to Moss. Moss brings it near side to Stark. Now once again, two countrymen in the middle of Mark Twain's bench. He holds the ball high. Now back up top to Stark. Stark with the left hand kicks it out to Holland on the far wing. Holland inside. He takes it to the hole. Landon Holland adds two more. 18-16 our score. Monroe on top. 4:15 to go here in the half. So McLeod over on the far side to Black. Black brings it near side, and he's going to travel. So with it is Countryman. He'll inbound it into Landon Holland. So with it is Countryman on the elbow. Brings it near side to Landon. Landon Holland working against Eckler. Takes it in the paint. Tries to dish it off to Brent and goes out of bounds. So it's a turnover for Monroe City.
Yeah, that's just Holland trying to do a little bit too much there.
With it is Eckler. Eckler brings it across the timeline, brings it near side to Preston. Preston looks inside for Northcutt for a screen. From the block, extended on the near side, misses everything, comes down in the hands of Landon. Landon works, tries to cut off Black, down inside to Landon, or excuse me, to Brent. Brent shots up and good. So Brent Holland in the scorebooks now. That's the largest lead of the night for Monroe City. 20-16, 3:14 to go here in the half. Eckler with it once again. Bat has his pocket picks, looks for some room. Skips it far side to McLeod. McLeod gives a fake, takes it down, up off the glass. It's no good, but he's headed to the free throw line, and he'll get to shoot two.
Yeah, nice move by McLeod there on the perimeter with the hesitation to get to the rim.
And that's going to go against Stark, his first. Be the 6th team foul for Monroe City. Looks like Sapp set to check back in. McLeod's first free throw shot up on the way, and it's good. Brothers and Full and White are also returning for Preston and Black. Landon Holland checked out for Sapp. So McLeod at the free throw line for his second. Shot on the way, and it's also good. So Countryman gets it in to Moss. Moss looks like he's going to run the point, but he's not paying attention as he was talking to Coach, and it's taken away by Fullenwider. Fullenwider gets it down to Northcutt. Northcutt up off the glass, and it's good. So with it is Countryman over the far side. Working against Northcutt. Brings it back near side. Now on the wing to Stark. Stark to Moss. Moss takes it all the way down for the left-handed layup, and it rolls in. So Braylon Stark with the two more, and it's 22-20 is our score. 2:29 to go here in the first half. Monroe City leads by 2. Brothers with it now on the near wing. Hands it off to Northcutt. Northcutt takes in the paint. He works around everybody. He's fouled. He's headed to the free throw line. He'll get the chance to shoot 2. So we'll wait. Jalen Countryman picking up his first. It is the 7th team foul for Monroe City. As Northcutt stands at the free throw line. First one's up, off the front of the rim, hits the back of the rim, falls through the hoop. So Holland comes back in for Sapp. So Landon and Brent both on the floor for the Monroe City. Northcutt at the free throw line for his second. Shots up, and it's good. Nice free throw shooting, actually, by both teams. Or by Mark Twain. Monroe City's only been to the line once. Holland with it. That's Landon. Takes it all the way in. Goes up off the glass. His shot's no good. Northcutt with the rebound. He kicks it out to McLeod. McLeod working against Holland and going to step out of bounds. So another turnover for the Tigers. With 2 minutes to go here in the half, we're knotted at 22 all. So Landon Holland once again with the basketball. Looks to coach for some direction. He's working against Full and Wider, kicks it off to Landon, to Brent. Now to Countryman, brings it back near side to Stark, now far wing with it to Landon once again. He wants a long three. It's short, coming down in the hands of McLeod. McLeod looks like Eckler is holding his head out. He must have got hit either by the ball or by an elbow. He takes with the left hand all the way in. He works around, lays it off the glass, and it's good. Connor Eckler with 2. Puts the Tigers back on top with 1:25 to go here in the half. Landon Holland working against Full and Wider. Crosses the timeline. Now between the circles. Bounce pass to Brent. Brent tries to feed it to Countryman. He saves it from going out of bounds. Too bad it's right in the arms of Stark as Stark carries it out of bounds. So another turnover for the Panthers. Eckler will now inbound. So he gets it in to McLeod. McLeod gets it to Brothers at the elbow extended. On the near side, goes cross court with it to Full and Wider. Full and Wider finds the hole. He goes all the way in. He's going to travel.
Oh, looks like that might little dispute.
And that's what they go with, was the travel call. He kind of got it caught in his elbow there as he was trying to go up with it. Couldn't quite get it up or to draw the shooting foul. Full and Wider puts a little token pressure in the back as Landon brings it across the timeline for the Panthers. Crosses, dribbles with the right hand, dishes it off to Stark. Stark looks inside, goes to Brent Holland. Brent Holland goes up and it's denied from behind as Brothers gets a hand on it and helps it out of bounds. Fanner coming back in the basketball game. With 41 and a half ticks to go here in the half. Mark Twain on top by 2, 24-22. So Landon looks to inbound. Gets it right into Countryman. Shots up. It's no good. McLeod with the rebound. He works around the defense. Running past Holland, and Holland's going to get tagged with his 3rd foul. No, that's just his first. Who did I think had 2? Oh, that's Mayfield that had 2. Landon Holland, that's his first, but it's going to send McLeod to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And McLeod's 4 for 4 so far.
Just want to note that you said it, not me, because I have a tendency to jinx players when I say things like that. Free throw shot on the way. Pitzer's got the curse as well. Countryman with it. Works it around. Loses the handle, gets back to Fanner. Stark with it now, down to 23 ticks. Holland inside with it to Fanner. Fanner has his pocket picked, and it's going to be picked up by McLeod. McLeod goes all the way in. His shot's up, no good, but he's headed back to the free throw line.
Now they got an offensive foul.
Oh, they called an offensive on Brothers?
Yes, on Brothers. Looked like he was moving screen, kind of screening him down the court. Don't often see that called.
They're going to put Mayfield in for the last 12 seconds. He's playing with 2 fouls currently. As Holland's going to get a little bit of a breather. Monroe City looking to tie this one up before they head into the locker room. Mayfield loses the handle to Full and Wider. Full and Wider goes all the way down. His shot's up off the glass. It's no good, and it's going to go off of I thought it went off of Northcutt, but they said it's staying with Mark Twain.
That was a great job by Mayfield of contesting and not fouling as well.
Yes, he did a very nice job, because it would have been real easy to pick up your 3rd foul there with the couple seconds left. So Eckler's looking to get it right into Brothers. He spins, goes up, and they're going to call travel anyway. And that is how the first half ends. Mark Twain heads into the locker room up by 2, 24-22. We have your halftime report coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up, brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Sailor and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the number one priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Think about all that's important to you, your family, your possessions, and your future. Pick up the phone and call Rick Rodhouse from Country Financial. He, along with his staff, will assist you with insurance coverage to protect what matters most, in addition to preparing you for the future. Best of all, Rick will take the time to get to know you and find solutions for your budget. For coverage you need at a price you can afford, contact Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency in Pleasant Hill to chat about your insurance needs today.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report on KJFM, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
At the half, Mark Twain leads Monroe City 24-22. At the end of the first quarter, Mark Twain was up by 1 at 10-9. Now, things kind of switched a little. Mark Twain was up by as many as 6 in the first quarter, and then Monroe City came back and kind of went on quite a little run for a period of time to start the second. They got up by as many as 4, but then some foul trouble came underway for them.
Yeah, they ended up getting Mark Twain into the bonus, giving them some free throws there at the end. One of the biggest things I noticed from Monroe City is they had 14 bench points when they got into foul trouble, which is pretty big for their youth.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pregame, that both teams seem to have plenty of players coming off the bench, so they're able to run those presses a little more efficiently. But it doesn't seem like Mark Twain or Monroe City lost much with the bench players either.
No, not at all. I mean, the kids from Monroe City came in and executed just like Idris expects, and Mark Twain's kids did well too.
So a little bit of foul trouble for Monroe City. No one in too much. I think the most they have is Quincy Mayfield and Reese Bulig. Both have 2, but those are 2 of their starters that I do feel that they missed a little bit when it came to ball handling skills.
Yeah, absolutely. They had to put Holland in to play the point, and he did a decent job, but he did have a few turnovers. It'll be good for Idris to have Bulig and Mayfield back out there the second half. Hopefully they can remain foul-free for a while.
Only player with more than 1 foul for Mark Twain is Sam Northcutt. He has 2, and he did, once he picked up his second, he did a nice job of staying out of foul trouble as well.
Yes, he did.
We'll talk a little bit more and break down some numbers on the halftime report coming up in just a few moments. We'll also recap last night as the girls wrapped up their tournament action. We had some exciting games here on Eagle 102. We'll talk about those as well as the halftime report continues on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Northeast Missouri Title Company, and Meyer Implement Company.
Sailor and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Wait, there's more. They also offer several options for internet service with Viasat, HughesNet, and AT&T. Hold on, there's still more. They can also do security system installations, have TVs in stocks, mounts, and cables. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Sailor and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Are you looking for a small-town bank that will deliver personalized service? This is Michael Mudd, President and CEO of Silex Banking Company. Come visit us at our 20 South 2nd Street location in Silex for a sit-down one-on-one experience. If you can't stop by, visit us online at silexbank.com or call 573-384-5221. We also offer mobile deposit, e-statements, and online banking. Silex Banking Company, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Northeast Missouri Title Company is proud to serve Louisiana and the surrounding areas. They also believe, much like the area athletes, hard work and dedication are what lead to a winning team. Northeast Missouri Title Company wishes all area athletes the very best this season and hopes to see everyone out supporting their favorite teams with excitement and good sportsmanship. Northeast Missouri Title Company at 4th and Tennessee Streets in Louisiana.
Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company is a proud sponsor of the local schools and their athletes.
When it's time to quench that thirst, reach for one of the many Pepsi products found in the local concession stands, including Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sundrop, or the all-new Starry Lemon Lime. If you are wanting something other than soda, enjoy Bubbler, Clarbrun Water, Lipton Teas, Gatorade, and more. Pepsi Cola Bottling Company in New Haven and Bowling Green wishes all the area athletes a great season.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder, Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
At the half, Mark Twain leads Monroe City at 24-22. Let's run down some scoring from the first half. Coach, do you have your numbers all figured up? Because if not, I've got mine.
You can go ahead and use yours.
All right, so leading for Mark Twain, Lucas McLeod has 13 points, followed by Mason Fullenwider. He has 2, Connor Eckler 2, Sam Northcutt with 4, and Josh Brothers with 3. From Monroe City, their leading scorer so far this evening is, I can't even read my own handwriting. They've kind of spread it out pretty well.
Moss and Holland both have 5.
Yeah, that's what I had just gotten to, but I was like, whew. I'd written something else, and I thought I'd written a 6. So you've got Bulig with 2, Countryman with 2, as you mentioned, Moss with 5, Stark, I think, with 4, Holland with 2, Sapp with 2, and Fanner with 2. So they've only been to the free throw line once, and Jalen missed his and 1. As for Mark Twain, well, they're 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. They're 7 for 9, so pretty good run there as far as free throw shooting goes. We mentioned we'd recap last night. It was a fun night here at Clopton as Monroe City defeated Louisiana narrowly, 41-39 for the Consolation Trophy. And then the third place game was another back-and-forth affair where Silex squeaked past Clopton at 52-50. And then the championship game, Ellsbury, the number 3 seed in this tournament, came out and just dominated over Winfield, 51-34. So they took home the trophy for championship for back-to-back years. The all-tournament team making that from Ellsbury was Candace Dow and Maya Plaster. From Silex, Abigail Mooney. From Monroe City, Naren Hayes. From Clopton, Shannon Yates. And the most outstanding player was Rensley Davidson from Winfield. So you can find a full recap of all that information by visiting Friday's scoreboard page at kjfmradio.com. That's going to take care of the Eagle 102 halftime report. We've got second half action headed your way next here on KJFM.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by McMailer & Sons Backhoe and Excavating, Calumet of Missouri, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Lynn's Heritage House isn't your average senior living facility. At Lynn's, residents have an abundance of social and recreational activities, including trips to the Twin Pike Family YMCA, numerous craft projects, and even the occasional day trip around Pike County. As a resident, you can enjoy the same independent lifestyle you've always enjoyed, but with the peace of mind knowing that help is available when needed. For more information, visit Lynn's Heritage House, 800 Kelly Lane in Louisiana, or online at linsheritage.com.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
24-22 is our scores. We're getting started here in the second half. Mark Twain leads Monroe City by 2. We talked about it before. These two met earlier this season, and Mark Twain got the 6-point lead. This game has been pretty back and forth, especially here in the second. Louisiana Bulldogs, of course, in the house already, as they have the next game where they'll take on Winfield. I haven't seen Winfield come in yet, but that doesn't mean they're not here.
I believe they walked in there. I think they're in the locker room over here.
Did you see them walk in? Okay.
They snuck in.
Of course, we mentioned the Clopton Hawks. They're still here already. Well, I should say they might still be here from last night, let's be honest.
Tony Francis said, if I'm here, you're here.
Pretty much. It looks like it's going to be Monroe City with the ball to start the second half. So with it is Mayfield. Got the same starting 5 back out, looks like. Mayfield working against McLeod up top. Hands it off to Countryman on the near elbow. Back out to Fanner. Banner brings it back near side to Mayfield. Now Eckler guarding. 2 Countrymen again at the near elbow. He's guarded by Northcutt over to Mayfield on the far wing. Looking inside now, Bulick. Bulick gave a fake. He stopped, kicks it out to Sapp, back to Mayfield again. Looks like Monroe City came out to be very patient here in the second half. Mayfield bad had it taken away by Eckler. Now Bulick, long 3, rims in and out, no good. Bulick saves it from going out of bounds. I'm going to say, nope, he touched the line. So on the rebound, goes out of bounds, so it'll be Mark Twain basketball as McLeod will inbound. He'll get it into Eckler. Eckler holds up the sign, brings it across the timeline. He's guarded by Bulick, brings it to Northcutt. Northcutt, 1 dribble inside to Brothers, back out to Fullenwider. Once again, Eckler, who holds the ball above his head. He backs up. He's guarded by Bulick, brings it near side once again. With it is Fullenwider, takes it in the paint, kicks out to Eckler. Eckler wants the 3. It's off the back of the rim. Chasing down the loose basketball is Fullenwider. Back to Eckler again over on the far side. He's guarded by Bulick, takes it down the short corner, goes cross court near side of McLeod. McLeod gets a fake. From the block, his shot's up and good. Give him 15 on the night already. It's back to a 4-point lead for Mark Twain. 26-22, 6.5 to go in the third. Mayfield with it all on the far side. Working it around. Back to Countryman. Countryman to Sapp. Near in the middle of Monroe's bench is Mayfield. Back up top to Sapp. Over once again to Bulick. To Mayfield. Mayfield to Countryman. Still looking inside. The defense from Mark Twain's really shutting things down. They're not giving them much room, and there's a miscommunication between Countryman and Bulick. The ball goes out of bounds. So Eckler will inbound the ball from right in the middle of Monroe's bench. Brent Holland off the bench for Monroe. McLeod working against Mayfield. Takes it to Brothers. Over the far side to Northcutt. Fullenwider down low with it to Brothers. And Brothers goes up, but he's fouled. So Brothers will head to the free throw line. Picking up the foul is going to be Countryman. That'll be his second. So Brothers, first free throw shot on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. He's 1 for 3. As Brett Holland comes in. Banner will take a seat. Brothers at the free throw line, dribbles. Shot on the way. This time it's good. 2 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight. Matches the largest lead. They have a 6-point lead earlier. It's a 5-point lead right now. 27-22, 5.5 to go here in the third. Mayfield over in the far corner to Sapp. Sapp brings it to the far elbow. Mayfield with the left hand takes it near elbow with Bulick on the wing. Bulick looking for the screen. Into the paint, goes down low to Holland. Ball's knocked around. Holland comes away with it. But they're going to call a foul on the floor. And that's going to be Josh Brothers' second foul.
I think that's what Monroe City needs to do more of, is get to the paint. They didn't have a lot of paint points that first half.
Sapp looks, gets it into Holland. Holland wasn't quite ready for it. And he's going to travel. I think that took him by surprise, and when he turned to look for somebody, he wasn't sure where to go with it and kind of shuffled his feet a little bit. So Eckler gets it into McLeod. McLeod to Mayfield. Guarded by Mayfield, gets it to Fullenwider now. He's at the head of Mark Twain's bench, tries to feed it inside, and tipped around a couple times, ends back out in the hands of McLeod. McLeod getting all kinds of pressure from Mayfield. To Fullenwider. Fullenwider back out to McLeod, now with it to Eckler. He tries to feed it inside to Brothers. It's knocked away. Brothers is able to get it. Lobs it down low to Northcutt. Northcutt goes up. His shot's no good, but he's headed to the free throw line.
That's the third on Countryman.
And I have a feeling that Landon Holland's on his way in. As Northcutt stands at the charity stripe. He dribbles the basketball. Free throw shot on the way is good. 28-22. That is now the largest lead of the night. Or matches the largest lead of the night. As we suspected, Countryman comes out. Northcutt's second free throw shot is good. 7-point lead for Mark Twain with 4:45 to go in the third. Mayfield. In between over to the far side with it. Now to Holland. Bulig being guarded by Fullenwider. Fullenwider, he kind of wearing me out just watching him. He's kind of dancing all over the place. Quick hands, trying to knock him away. Mayfield working against Eckler, trying to create some space. Gets it to Bulig. Bulig goes up. His shot's good.
Tough shot, too.
It was. That's only his 4th point. Brings it within 5. 29-24. 4-11. Headed straight to the bucket was Northcutt. He's going to be fouled by Holland. That's Landon's second. So Northcutt's headed back to the free throw line.
Right now, a major difference in the game is just free throws. Mark Twain has shot a ton of them and made most of them, and Monroe City's hardly shot any.
As they still only have the one. Monroe City does. First free throw shot's up and good. There's young kids out there that don't believe us when we say he can live or die by the free throw.
Yes, you can. I've seen him win a lot of games.
And usually when it's a close game, you go back and look at how many free throws you missed and it probably made it up.
Yep.
His first free throw shot made, second one he missed. It's a 6-point game, 30-24 with 4 minutes to go here in the third. Bulig with it. Over the far side with it to Moss, who came into the ball game. Moss back out to Bulig. Bulig's all alone. He spins in the paint. His shot's up, and it's good. Nice move in there by Reese Bulig. Brings it within 4, 30-26, 3:42 to go in the third quarter. McLeod to Eckler. They lose it. Bulig gets it. He's going to go toe-to-toe with Brothers. He works it around, up off the glass, and it's good. Nice.
6 quick points for Bulig.
And it's a nice job by Brothers not to pick up the foul on that one. It's a 2-point game. Mark Twain still on top by 2, 30-28, 3:20 to go in the third. Over the far side of Northcutt to Brothers. And now Bulig's going to pick up his third.
We'll see what Idris decides to do here. Leave him with 3, pull him out.
Fanner to return. He's coming in for Holland. That's Brent. Looks like he's going to leave him in for a little bit longer.
Yep, he's a senior. I think he can trust him at this point.
McLeod to inbound from the far side from the free throw line extended. He looks as his offense moves. And then Bulig about gets the steal and is headed right out of bounds again. Monroe City, as you mentioned in the pregame, very quick. They've got nice hands as well.
Yeah, the effort's really picked up here in this third quarter from both teams.
So Eckler again now in the backcourt. Get it into Fullenwider. Fullenwider working against Moss. Works it all the way down over in far corner, in a little bit of trouble, and tries to feed it to Eckler, and there again, Bulig knocks it out. Fullenwider got in a little trouble as he lost the basketball, and he chased it down, right down to the baseline. To Fullenwider again on the inbound. Back it up now to McLeod. McLeod over the far side to Eckler. Eckler looking for the screen from Brothers. Looks for the long 3. It's off the mark. Ball's loose. Fanner's chasing it down. He saves it from going out of bounds.
Oh.
Ends up right back in the hands of Northcutt. Northcutt goes up, and he's going to the free throw line.
And that might be the 4th on Bulig.
And it is. And that's going to bring Sapp in. So Northcutt back at the charity stripe. 2:48 to go in the third. Mark Twain on top by 2, 30-28. Free throw shot on the way. It's short. Hits the front of the rim.
So Bulig did a nice job kind of getting him back in here to a 2-point deficit. Now he's got to come out for probably until around 3 minutes left in the fourth.
Second free throw shot is also off the front of the rim. Fullenwider with the rebound. He pulls it down, kicks it out to Eckler. Eckler, he's going to go up. They're going to call foul on the floor. And that's going to go against Moss.
And they're already almost in the bonus.
And Mark Twain has one here in this half with 2:43 to go in the third.
And all of these have come off of offensive rebounds.
McLeod back to Eckler. Inside to Northcutt. He kicks out to Fullenwider. Fullenwider. Oh, okay. So Sapp's now going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second. And as you mentioned, that puts him into the bonus. As Fullenwider will head to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. Free throw shot on the way is good.
Mark Twain's going to have a real opportunity the rest of the game to really capitalize on the bonus here.
This is one of those times, again, it's so important to make those free throws. I think Coach Idris may have reminded the officials of the foul difference. 7-1. Second free throw shot made as well, 32-28. Monroe gets it in to Mayfield. Mayfield going to bring it across the timeline. He's picked up by Eckler. Looks for the screen from Fanner. Over to the far wing, all the way down the block. He goes up. Shot rolls around. It falls good. Nice move in there by Quincy Mayfield. That is his first points of the night. 2:16 to go in the third. 32-30 to Brothers. Inside.
And one.
Did he end up counting it? And sure did. And that's Fanner's first. So Brothers at the charity stripe for the and one. And it's good. So Fanner will now inbound the basketball to Mayfield. Mayfield, a little token pressure in the backcourt by McLeod. Looking from the screen. Mayfield stops, pops his jumper off the mark with the rebound. Was Fullenwider. He kicks it out to McLeod. McLeod swings it near side to Eckler. Eckler looking underneath. In some trouble. Over to Fullenwider on the far side. Trying to get it down low to Brothers. About has his pocket pick, gets the ball back, stops, pops. His shot's off the back of the rim. Coming in for the putback was Northcutt. Now it bounces around a couple different times, and Moss comes away with it.
And he turns it right back. Oh, no, he didn't. They're saying that McLeod tipped it.
They did say that McLeod tipped it.
And Idris is reminding his young team that they got 10 seconds to get it across half court. They're kind of in a rush every time they get a board.
And it's taken away by Mark Twain as Fullenwider gets it. His shot's off the glass, and it's good. 37-30 our score. Matching the largest lead of the night by Mark Twain with 1:20 to go here in the third. Holland gets it into the front court. He tries to create some room from Fullenwider because he's kind of been quite the little pest defensively today against Monroe, and now he's going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second.
Right here, these last 2 minutes, you can really see how much Monroe City's missing Bulig to
Yeah,
handle
they
the
are.
basketball.
We got a timeout on the court. We'll take one as well. 1:08 to go here in the third. Mark Twain leads Monroe City 37-30 in this consolation matchup at the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by the Mercantile Bank, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pepsi.
Hey, I'm Megan Smelser, a physical therapist with Advanced Physical Therapy in Bowling Green. Along with treating many orthopedic conditions, we treat many neurological conditions as well, from vertigo, post-concussion syndrome, post-stroke, multiple sclerosis, and we are certified in the BIG program that is a well-known treatment for Parkinson's. Our biggest goal is for you to get back to what matters to you, whether that be your favorite hobbies, keeping up with your children or your grandchildren, or simply getting around your home with ease. At Advance, we know you have a choice when it comes to physical therapy. We hope you choose Advance PT. We are conveniently located across from the high school track and football field. Call us today to schedule your next physical therapy appointment at 573-324-6079.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM is brought to you by County Market in Louisiana and Vandalia, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Monroe City's basketball. Sapp will have the inbound duties. He's guarded by Eckler. Gets it into Moss. Moss down low to Fanner. Fanner's too far underneath the basket. He had to make some room. His spin around up, no good. Coming away with the rebound is Northcutt. He hands it off to Eckler. Eckler over to far side to Preston, who checked in. Preston drives along the baseline. His shot's up. It's no good. With the rebound is Countryman. Countryman back in with 3 fouls. Mayfield with it now in the front court. Brings it near side to Moss. Moss looks inside. Nothing there. Kicks it back out to Mayfield. He'll take it into the circle. Guarded by Preston. Finds Countryman at the elbow. Kicks out to Mayfield on the far wing. He gives a fake. Now with it to Sapp. Sapp brings it near side to Moss. Moss wants the long 3. Off the mark. With the rebound is Northcutt. He feeds it to Eckler. Eckler jogs it down. We've got 16 seconds to go here in the third. Preston over to Northcutt. Northcutt pulls up for the long 3. And it's good. Nope, they said it's just a 2. So 39-30 is our score. 9 points now is the largest lead of the night for Mark Twain with 7 seconds to go here in the third. Throw a long pass to Mayfield. Mayfield keeps his dribble. Nice ball handling there as Fanner gets it over the far side to Moss, and that is how the third quarter ends. Mark Twain with their largest lead of the night, 39-30. We got your final quarter of action coming your way next from the Clopton Invitational Tournament on Eagle 102.
Clopton Tournament coverage brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Knight Equipment Company, and Advanced Physical Therapy.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, and Bowie General Services.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug.
39-30 is our score as Mark Twain leads Monroe City as we're starting the final quarter of action here in the Consolation game. We've got 2 more headed your way. Louisiana Winfield are going to battle it out next for that third place trophy. So Eckler smacks the basketball as Mark Twain has the ball to start the final quarter. Gets it into Preston.
Quick foul.
That is a quick foul. And to the free throw line, Lakota Preston goes. And they're going to call that on Moss. That's his second. 9th team foul for Monroe. So Lakota Preston at the charity stripe. Free throw shot on the way. Off the back of the rim. It's no good. Coming away with the rebound is Fanner. Fanner. They get to Moss. Moss hits Fanner. Fanner has to, yeah, he did. And he was trying to get to the basket. Just couldn't put the ball on the ground quick enough. And there's a turnover for Monroe with 7:48 to go in the ball game. So McLeod brings in the front court to Brothers. Brother looks back door to Preston, throws it into the hands of Moss. Moss hits, ball taken away by Northcutt to Eckler. Eckler goes up, his shot's up, it's no good. And it's Fanner with the rebound. Gets it to Mayfield. Buelig set to check in at the next dead ball. Mayfield gets it to Fanner at the elbow. Now near side with it to Sapp. Sapp looks, makes some room at the free throw line. Over the far side with it to Mayfield. Mayfield bounces off Northcutt, and they're going to call it on Northcutt. That'll be his second. So Buelig comes in. Full and Wider will also return. Moss will take a seat along with Northcutt. So Sapp inbound. He's underneath on the baseline on the far side. Gets it into Bulick. Bulick pushes his way around. His stop. He pops. His shot misses everything. It's saved saved from going out of bounds by Mark Twain, but Fullenwider are in some trouble. He's finally able to get the ball to Eckler. Eckler feeds it up front to McLeod. Over to Preston. Preston wants a long three. It rims in and out. Brothers comes away with it. His putback's up and good. And I tell you what, that was just strength at that point because he just ripped it out.
Yeah, it almost looked like it may have gotten tipped and gone in.
So with it is Countryman. Countryman to Mayfield. Mayfield working against Eckler. Back to Countryman. Near side with it to Bulick. Fanner between the circles. Over the far wing now with it to Countryman. Back up top to Mayfield. Mayfield, long three, and it misses everything. Goes out of bounds. And Monroe can't save it.
And right now it just looks like nobody from Monroe City is comfortable with the ball other than Bulick.
It's an 11-point lead for Mark Twain with 6:08 to go in the ball game. Full court pressure.
Let's see if they go deep again.
They do not, but they still get it into McLeod. He's looking for a little bit of a screen. Now he's going to turn on the Jets. Brings it across the timeline, runs into some traffic. Ball's loose. Lakota Preston and Quincy Mayfield tie it up. Jump ball favors Monroe City.
I'd imagine we're going to see a lot more of that towards the end of this game. Some more pressure from Monroe City to try and climb back in this.
And with it is Mayfield. Mayfield working around Fullenwider. Brings it into the front court. Gets it to Countryman at the near elbow. Out to Mayfield again on the far wing. Bulick stops, pops for the three, and it's net. Nice three in there by Reese Bulick. 41-33, 5:40 to go in the ball game. Mark Twain still on top. Eckler finds Preston. Preston takes it to the free throw line, down low. He goes up above everybody. His shot's up, it's no good. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up. Still no good with his Fullenwider. Fullenwider tries to bounce it off. Still nothing. Fullenwider comes away. Now it's taken away by Mayfield. Whew, that was a whole bunch of ugly in a short period of time. Bulick, smart heads up playing by Bulick over on the far wing as he pulled his hand back so that the ball went out of bounds. Last touched by Mark Twain. So Black returns along with Northcutt for Fullenwider and Preston. Holland inbound. Get it into Bulick. Bulick down low to Countryman. Countryman tries to go cross court to Fanner, and there's another turnover for the Panthers.
Yeah, Fanner was open. It's just a little bit too high for him.
A little out of his reach, and that's saying a lot when he's 6'4". And just so we're clear, he's only a freshman.
Yeah, they've got a lot of freshmen playing tonight.
Lots of experience being picked up by Monroe City. 41-33 our score. Mark Twain on top. And here comes that trap.
He's out of bounds.
And Coach Jesse Lake was calling a timeout. That happened once or twice last night as well. Coaches were trying to call timeouts and they weren't heard. So with it is Mayfield. Gets it to Countryman on the near side. Countryman moves around. His shot's up. It's no good. Black with the basketball. He's going to get up to McLeod. McLeod working around, trying to avoid the trap. They get it to Black. Black near side with it. And they're going to, they call a foul. Or I thought they were going to call a foul, but Coach Lake instead called the timeout. So at 4:36 to go on the ball game, Mark Twain leads Monroe City 41-33. We got your final minutes coming up next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, Center Locker Service, and PJ's Salon.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Did you know our agency currently offers over 30 programs and services to our communities? The Women, Infant, and Children's Program, infant through adult immunizations, car seat safety courses, diabetes counseling, and of course our amazing home health and hospice programs, just to name a few. Learn more by visiting our website at pikecountyhealth.org and see what services you and your family could benefit from.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102, brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Tim Jenkins, Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
41-33 is our score. Mark Twain on top. We've got 4:36 to go here in the ball game. Marion Everhart, Greg Pitzer, Maddie Ingram in with you on this one. This is for the Consolation Trophy. We've got the third place matchup coming up between Louisiana and Winfield here in just a little bit. Mark Twain will inbound the basketball between Mark Twain's bench and the scorer's table. Eckler will have the inbounding duties. He's guarded by Bulick. Whistle blows. Need to get into somebody. They get into Brothers. And Fanner, they're going to call him on it. He had that hand in the middle of Brothers' back there and was just, it almost looked like he was trying to keep his distance, but that's not how that works out.
Now Mark Twain enters the double bonus. As we stated earlier, I mean, these free throws are all crucial to expand the lead.
So Josh Brothers, the senior, stands at the free throw line. First free throw shot is net. Mark Twain's led by as many as 11 in this one. They're up by 9 at the moment. Second one is good as well. So it's 43-33, 4:30 to go here in the ball game. Bulick, it bounces off his foot in there. So it was tipped, so he's got another 10. Get it across the line. As he's guarded by Black, finds Countryman at the far elbow. Countryman tries to push his way around. Ball's loose. Bulick comes away with it. Loses a handle on it again. Gets it back from the free throw line, and he drops it. Reese Bulick, man. He's a big key component for this Monroe City team. McLeod with it. Covered by 3, and they call a timeout because he was in some trouble. We'll take one as well. 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 43-35 our score. Mark Twain on top. You're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Bolin Chevrolet, Sun Window Company, and Rick Rodhouse Insurance Agency.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by High County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
43-35 is our score. Mark Twain leads Monroe City. Mark Twain has the basketball at the end of their bench to inbound. Well, no. Are they going to change position? Nope. Now the middle of Mark Twain's bench.
Yeah, kind of an awkward spot to inbound.
And that is very awkward. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Mark Twain. So inbounding is going to be Countryman. Full court pressure from Mark Twain. They lob it into Holland at the half-court line. Get it right back to Bulick. Bulick, crossover dribble. Takes it straight to the hole. It's too hard with the rebound. It's Fullenwider. He got away with a double dribble. Northcutt has it. He spins. Goes up. It's blocked. Here comes Mayfield back the other direction. Mayfield skips it over far side to Holland, now in the hands of Bulick. Bulick back to Mayfield. To Bulick once again. Countryman, top of the key, little pitch and catch between the two. Over the far wing to Mayfield. Once again to Fanner. Fanner tries to go back door to Countryman, but it's just a little too high, out of his reach. Takes it down to 3:21. Mark Twain still on top. Long baseball pass. Here's a Northcutt.
And the dunk.
He jams it home. Sam Northcutt. And back to a 10-point lead. And now Fullenwider runs into Mayfield. Helps him up off the ground. A little momentum. Carried him into each other. So it's Monroe City's basketball. Countryman to inbound. Still full court pressure. And it's tipped around, but it ends up in the hands of Fanner, who hands it right to Bulick. Bulick back up top to Mayfield. Here on the near side of the head of Monroe City's bench. He goes in the paint. His shot's up and good. Quincy Mayfield with his fourth of the night. We're under 3 to go here in the ball game.
Still plenty of time.
All kinds of time. We saw this last night. When you have teams that play this aggressive, it doesn't matter. Anything less than a 20-point lead is usually in trouble.
Yes, especially in high school basketball. Anything can happen.
McLeod goes to the hole. He's denied. Ball goes out of bounds. I believe they're going to say his last touched by Mayfield. Mayfield hit the ground pretty hard. They helped him up. He's walking around okay. He went high to smack that one. So Eckler will inbound the ball. Eckler up top with it to McLeod. Now back to Eckler. Eckler tries to feed it into Brothers. It's Fullenwider who gets the loose basketball. Northcutt there for the putback. Try it again. Fourth time might be a charm. But now Brothers. He hits and knocks Mayfield to the ground. Tries to help him back up. Goes out of bounds.
Mayfield's kind of been all over the place.
He has. He's going to be sore tomorrow. If he's not, I want whatever good soda pop he's drinking because I'm sore just watching him hit the ground.
Whatever you have, I want it.
No kidding. Mayfield comes back the other direction. Tries to feed it into the hands of Fanner, but it's taken away by Northcutt. Northcutt takes it to the hole. Shots up. It's no good. He can't finish. And I think Bulick was a little worried that he was going to pick up his fifth.
He went down pretty hard as well.
He was a little slow getting back up. 2:13 to go here in the ball game. 45-37. They throw it into McLeod. McLeod to Eckler. Eckler works it. And over to Fullenwider. Fullenwider was looking for a backdoor cutting Northcutt. Instead, feeds it up top to Eckler. Find Brothers. Brothers in some trouble. Brings it back near side to Eckler. Eckler working around. His shot's up. It's no good. Brothers tries to get the ball. Bounces around and now coming with it.
That might be the fifth on Bulick.
The way his body language says it is. And he's already walking to the bench.
Yep.
And that's it. Nice game, though, played by Reese Bulick.
He's had all but 4 in the second half for Monroe City.
And that sends Sam Northcutt back to the free throw line. 1:45. I'm a little confused. Did he make the basket?
I don't believe so. The referees are calling for 2.
They are, but they had the subs come in before they made the first free throw shot.
You usually don't see that.
No, I just want to clarify that I didn't miss something. First free throw shot. See? And see, Ryan Moss was with me.
Even Moss thought that it was only one.
That's right. So the first free throw shot, no good with 1:45 to go in the ball game. Sam Northcutt at the free throw line once again for a second. On the way, out the front end, it's no good. Fanner with the rebound. Mayfield back in control. Long pass up to Stark. Stark down low to Fanner. Fanner goes up off the glass. It's no good. With the rebound is Northcutt. Mitchin dives back into the basketball game for Mark Twain. Long pass into the front court to him. They find Northcutt. He backs up behind the arc. On the far side, brings it near side to Dye. Dye into the paint. He tries to go up. And he's fouled, so he's going to go to the free throw line. And that's going to go against Fanner. That's his third. 45-37, 1:20 to go in the game. Mark Twain has led most of this ball game. They've been up by as many as 11. Monroe City led for a little while. They were up by 4. First free throw from Dye is good. He'll get a second. Off the front of the rim, no good. With the rebound is Fanner. Fanner gets it up to Holland. That's Landon. Landon over the far wing to Stark. Stark back to Holland. Holland to Moss. Moss in some trouble, has his pocket picked. Fullenwider has it. He's taking it the other end, lays it off the glass, and it's good. 46-38. 37. 48.
They went to the wrong side. The points went to the wrong side.
And Dye just gets the turnover, and it's just kind of a mess at this point. Is batted around, finally coming away with it is Moss. He wants the three. It's a little too hard. And Mark Twain gets the loose basketball. McLeod pushes it into the front court. And they're going to
call a travel. I'm not real. I think it might have been a double dribble.
Maybe that's what he was going for, because I know McLeod and Coach Lake are both kind of questioning how you can travel as you're still dribbling the basketball. So maybe that's what they meant. We're going to go with that. Down to 36 to go here in the ball game. Fullenwider with another steal, man. His hands have just been quick all night.
He's kind of been the X factor in this game.
He has. Oh, so what they explained to him was that he caught the ball up on his ribs and took a step before.
Okay.
As was the explanation that was just given.
That makes sense. We couldn't really see from our angle.
There's a couple different things going on that I'm not 100% sure is what's happening at this point on the court. We'll just assume we have people subbing in now as Monroe City's going to inbound it with 30 ticks to go here in the ball game. 48-37 our score. Mark Twain leads. We got Logan Epley in now from Monroe City. Looks like we got a few others. Aiden Oswald, shot on the way, no good. Fullenwider with the rebound. Ryan Hayes tries to rip it away, and there's no luck there.
I think that's going to do it.
As they kind of just walk the ball down. Eckler stands there, and they're going to let him dribble it out. So Mark Twain's going to walk away with the victory on this one by the score of 48-37 to take home the consolation trophy. We've got your postgame show coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports come health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green, Clopton, and Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athlete. I'm Casey Sutton, certified athletic trainer with Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
Well, the Mark Twain Tigers walk away with the consolation trophy tonight as they get the win over Monroe City, 48-37. At the end of the first quarter, it was a Mark Twain leading Monroe City 10-9. They went into the locker room up at the half, 24-22. At the end of the third quarter, 39-30, and then it was 48-37 was our final here in this one. Let's run down some scoring real quick. Leading the way, all scorers tonight was Lucas McLeod. He had 15 points. Sam Northcutt, Josh Brothers East with 11. Mason Fullenwider with 8. And then Connor Eckler had 2, and Aiden Dye with 1. Greg, we talked a little bit about the big impact Reese Bulick had. He had 13 points on the night. He did all the scoring except for 4 points in the second half. So he led the scoring for them. Then they kind of spread it out. Landon Holland had 5. It's easier just going order here. Jalen Countryman with 2. Quincy Mayfield with 4. Braylon Stark with 4. Brian Moss with 3. Brent Holland with 2. Toby Sapp with 2. And then, as mentioned, Blake Fanner with 2. So Mark Twain picks up their win and takes home some hardware as they get their second win over Monroe City this season by the score of 48-37. That's going to do it for this one. We're going to reset things. We'll be back with the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show between Winfield and Louisiana next here on Eagle 102.
Clopton tournament coverage brought to you by Pogue Ford, Silex Banking Company, and Bowling Green Veterinary Clinic.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Some never even fill their prescription, even if they don't feel well. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, your local Health Mart pharmacy is here to help. For fast, friendly service and affordable prices every day, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you